Hi everybody, it's Emma here. I just wanted to make a video about face masks because there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment that there's this new law coming in, or this new rule coming in, that we have to wear face masks in shops, and we're already got to wear them on public transport. And a lot of people seem really upset about this. So there's quite a few people saying that they don't want to wear masks because it makes them feel like they can't breathe, or makes them very anxious or panicky, or they've got sensory issues around it. And then there's other people who are very upset and angry because those people won't wear masks, which then is making them upset. And then there's this back and forth and everyone's really angry. And it's my experience, as somebody who does solution focus work, that getting upset and angry and stressed out very rarely helps us find a solution. So I wanted to make a video to see if I could help people who do feel a bit anxious and stressed and like they can't breathe have a better experience of wearing a face mask. So, you know, a lot of people say they can't breathe in them, and you can breathe, but you sometimes feel like you can't breathe. So there's lots of videos doing the rounds at the moment, so I don't need to go into it, where people are getting the oxygen meters and wearing the mask and, you know, proving that you can breathe, and people who wear them for long hours a day, you know, people who work in hospitals or people who work on building sites or firemen or whatever, going, you can absolutely breathe, I do this all day. But if you don't do it all day, and this is your first experience, or it's a new experience of wearing a mask, it can feel a bit weird, and it can feel a bit stressful, and it can feel like you can't breathe. And the thing about breath is, it's not just a physical thing. You know, we have a lot of emotions tied to breath and breathing. You know, at times of stress and anxiety, our breath is one of our first indicators that there's something wrong. So our breath might get very shallow, it might get very stressed out, it might get very difficult, we might start to gasp for air, or we might hyperventilate. And you know, when we're calm and relaxed, it's much easier to breathe deep. So you might have some triggers around breath, you know, that feeling of claustrophobic, having something over your face. We're not used to it, a lot of people. I found it quite weird at first. I'm asthmatic, and I know that there was definitely some sort of emotional trigger to times when I couldn't breathe, even though my asthma wasn't affected by the mask, you know. And if you were somebody with asthma as a kid, you might have had to wear nebulizers, you might have felt really, really suffocated. And that feeling of having a mask on might trigger that. Same with, you know, sensory feelings of having something over your face. It can really tap into kind of old traumas and things. So I just want to really respect anybody who is struggling, but also seeing if there's some tips that I can share as a hypnotherapist, as somebody who works a lot with breath and relaxation, to see if I can help make it a bit easier. So I've come up with 10 tips to help you wear a mask. So some little tips that I have come up with. Okay, so tip number 1, find a mask you like. So find the best mask for you. So these ones are quite common. We see these quite a lot. They're quite cheap. You can buy them in the supermarket. You can buy them in the chemist. They're quite thin. So I think some people like them because they're the thinnest. They've got this little bit of metal that goes over your nose, which can again create a bit more space. But if you've got any anxiety around doctors and hospitals or dentists even, again, these might feel quite triggering, a bit too medical, and you might not really enjoy that. So there's lots of videos on YouTube of how to make your own. So if you're good at sewing, you can get your own fabric and make your own. Or Etsy's a really good place to get them. I got this one off Etsy. This one's really pretty. And there's, like, on Facebook, some of the postcode groups, there's people, like local people, selling masks. Or, you know, ask your friends if you've got any friends who sew. So one of my lovely friends made me this one, which I really like, which has got sweeties on it. So yeah, picking fabrics that you like, things that look nice, things that fit in with your style and your fashion. If you want to put some sequins on it or ribbons, something to make it feel more like you, go for it. As long as it kind of fits the requirements of fitting well, that you can breathe through it, and it's got enough of a filter on it, you know, be creative. and make it something that isn't like an object of anxiety, but instead something that you would be happy to wear. Tip 2, don't try and put your mask on for the first time, or try to put your mask on again after you've had a panic attack when you're out just about to go into a shop. So right now, out in the shops, there's lots of things making us feel anxious. You know, it's very different to what we're used to. There's lots of queuing and spacing and one-way systems. There's lots of signs up saying stay alert and lots of reminders about the virus. And we're not having a relaxing shopping experience. It's all very new. So going into that, feeling already quite stressed, and then covering your face for the first time when that makes you feel anxious, not a great idea. So instead, find yourself somewhere that you feel really safe and relaxed, and practice with your mask there first. So maybe you're going to be at home in your living room or in your bedroom, taking a quiet moment away from maybe people you live with, just so that you can just spend some time getting really relaxed and practicing with your mask. Okay, so tip 3, get yourself relaxed before you even try and put your mask on. So there's lots of ways that you can get relaxed. The quickest and easiest is through the breath. So by extending our out breath, what happens is our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our kind of relaxed, everything is well nervous system, kicks in and makes us feel really safe. So by extending the out breath, that's what happens. So some people call this 7-11 breathing, because you count in for 7 and out for 11, or imagining that you're breathing around a rectangle. That's another one. But you essentially want to have longer exhales than inhales. Okay, so then you can add to that by maybe imagining a color. So bringing to mind a color that you associate with calm, with relaxation, with safety, with comfort, because when you put your mask on, you're going to want to feel comfortable and safe. So thinking of a color, imagining that you're breathing that color in, maybe you're breathing out a color associated with stress and fear, breathing in a color of calm. And then you can add to this by imagining that color beginning to relax you from the top of your head all the way down. So imagining your face, your head relaxing, then your neck, then your shoulders, then your arms, your torso. With every breath, relaxing yourself from head to toe, maybe having your feet on the floor. So bit by bit, just relaxing with every breath. Now there's some videos on YouTube, there's lots of downloads you can get. I can recommend you a few that has this kind of progressive muscle relaxation where you relax yourself from head to toe. But you know, you can also be creative with it. And you can also do your own relaxation. So if you do any meditations, if you do any mindfulness meditation, maybe you just like to listen to classical music or guided meditations, anything that's going to get you feeling as relaxed as possible before you even start to put your mask on. Okay, so tip 4. Once you're really relaxed, you're just going to hold your mask against your face and take it away. So while you're relaxed, you're then going to add in this sensation of just having the cloth on your face. So only for a second, maybe just taking one breath while you're holding it so you know you can take it away. Keeping with the long exhales. So another little mini tip to add into this. Smell is one of the quickest ways to our hippocampus, which is an emotional memory part of the brain. So if you put a little drop, be very careful, don't get it on your skin, of essential oil or a little bit of perfume, or if you're washing them regular, which you should, using a fabric softener or a detergent that you like the smell of, that scent will then help keep you relaxed. Your brain will then, it will anchor that feeling of relaxation in your mind. So just bringing it up to your face, maybe giving it a nice sniff, and then taking it away. So you're getting used to that feeling of just having the cloth over your mouth while you're in control and you're relaxed. Great. So next tip, And I got this tip off the internet, but I think it's a great analogy. How your mask fits is really important. So this little meme I saw said, imagine your mask is like your underwear. It's got to fit like your underwear. So you don't want it too tight, you don't want it too loose, and it's got to cover everything. So it's got to cover your nose and your mouth, okay? Also, you want to change it as often as you change your underwear. You want to keep it as clean as you keep your underwear. So make sure you wash out your masks every night. So over the nose. So these are good because you've got the ties, so you can get the right tying. That's good. This one's better with a ponytail in, actually. So it's like nice and snug, but not too tight. Like that. Over the nose. And again, you want to do this while you're in your safe space. You don't want to be working out if it fits or not just before you're about to go into the supermarket. So work this out while you're in the comfort of your own home, how it fits properly, making sure you've got the right size and everything. Next tip, we're going to actually put the mask on and only do it for a very short time. So you could put a timer on your phone for like a minute, or you could maybe count breaths. So I'm going to do 10 breaths. Okay, so putting your mask over your face, making sure it fits nicely, and breathing. So again, just like we did before we put the mask on, seeing if we can keep with those nice long exhales, maybe keeping to mind that colour. As you practice a certain amount of breaths or a certain amount of time with your mask on in your safe space. So tip 7, I'm going to keep my mask on for this tip. If you can, try and breathe through your nose. So it's quite a good tip in life anyway, if you can, to breathe through your nose, because again, it keeps you with that parasympathetic nervous system, it keeps you calm. But also, when we're panicking, when we're in anxiety, we tend to breathe through our mouth. Now, if you breathe through your mouth in one of these, this is what happens. The fabric gets sucked into your mouth, and that feels horrible. So I think what's happening with a lot of people who are finding this really anxious and panicking is that they're putting the mask on, they're feeling panicked, and they go, and then they feel more panicked because they've got fabric stuck in their mouth and they feel quite suffocated. If you breathe through your nose, that doesn't happen. Watch. Even if I breathe in deep, doesn't cover. Okay, so really try and get in the habit of breathing through your nose, and you won't get that suffocating feeling. If you get a stuffy nose, put a little bit of Vicks inside the mask. It might clear your airways a little bit. Okay. Well done. So you've done your minute. And you can do this as many times as you like until you get used to the sensation of wearing a mask while you're in your own home. So maybe you want to build it up each time. You could do 1 minute, 2 minutes, and so on. Or maybe you're going to practice moving around the house a bit. Go do the vacuuming, go do the washing up with it on. Always knowing that you are in control and that you can take it off at any time and that you're in your safe space. So as well as our colour and our smell, another really good anchor we can use is an affirmation. So you might have already kind of had this kind of thought going around your head of like, I can't breathe, I panic. So we're going to change that and come up with something more positive. So I can breathe. I am safe. I am keeping myself safe and others. I am comfortable. Something really positive and in the present tense that you can repeat to yourself, which your brain will be listening to while you have your mask on. You know, it might even just be like, I don't have to wear this for long. You know, it's a nice thing to remind ourselves if, you know, it's something you really, really don't like. So practice that at home using your affirmations, your color, that smell until you feel comfortable enough to be ready to go and use your mask out in the shops. So that brings me on to tip 9, nearly there. which is reframing. So human beings, we've got a great brain, and one of the greatest things about our brain is we have this wonderful imagination. So we can tell ourselves wonderful stories and our brains will believe it. It doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. It just takes what we give it, which can mean that we really worry sometimes because we can like imagine things are going to be terrible and awful and scary and that we can't do them, etc. But on the plus side, it means that we can get excited about things, we can look forward to things, and we can feel confident about things if we get in the right sort of frame of mind. And this is one of the bases of hypnotherapy that I do with people, is helping them build up a really positive picture and then getting that kind of repeated and sort of sunk into their minds that everything's going to be okay, that they can cope, that they are confident, that they've got the skills that they need to have. So you can do this before you go to the shops. So you can plan out your journey. I'm going to go this way. I'm walking, I'm driving, I'm cycling. I've got my mask in my bag. I keep mine in my little bum bag. I've got it in a little pouch, so it keeps nice and clean. When I get to the shop, there might be a queue. It's in the queue. I can hand sanitizer and I can put my mask on. Maybe the smell of the hand sanitizer, maybe you could use that as a smell anchor to relax you and remind you to breathe. When I'm in the queue, I'm going to get into that lovely breath. I'm going to bring my color to mind. I'm going to bring my affirmation to mind. I'm then going to go into my bag after I wash my hands. I'm going to put that mask over my face. It's going to fit me well. I'm ready to go. I'm not going to be in the shop long. I know exactly what I'm going to get. I'm going to go around the shop. I'm going to pay at the tills or pay at the machines, and then I'm going to leave, walk away from the shop, and then I can take my mask off. So get that planned before you go. And the more you get that planned in your mind before you go, again, the calmer it's going to be. It's rather than getting to the shop and then panicking. Oh my God, where's my mask? What am I doing? I can't remember what my color is, etc. So this is a really nice one to do in bed before you go to sleep at night, just as you're kind of going into the dream state. It's just a nice positive, starting before you go to the shops, going all the way to when you come back from the shops. Just imagining, seeing yourself being calm and relaxed, in control, coping really well with your mask on. And then my final tip is just know that it gets easier. Every time you do something, it gets easier. So we've got this wonderful thing called neuroplasticity, which means that we get used to things, even things that are a bit rotten. If any of you, when you were a kid, had braces, you'll know this. You had your braces on and they felt awful. And you thought, I'm never going to be able to eat pizza again. I'm only going to be able to have soup. And then after a while, you got used to them. And then it felt really weird when they took your braces off. And you're like, I miss my braces. Or if you wear glasses or contact lenses, you put them in, you're like, I'm never going to get used to this. But you do. Because eventually your brain understands and it catches up and things become the new normal, let's say. But hey, hopefully we won't be doing this for long. If we all get on with the masks and we get used to this, it might even be less time, and I've got everything crossed for that. So thank you for listening to me. If you've got any questions, if you've got any comments, if you want any more videos about anything, do leave me a comment or do send me an email or get in touch via my Facebook page. But yeah, good luck with your masks. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye.